Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are returning. Thank you for returning, or thank you for finding me. I've had an influx of people here recently, so glad to have you. I hope you enjoy this channel. It's a little all over the place, but what can I say? Let's see, it's been a week. It's been a week. It was a really fun week. If you don't know, went to Corinne and Colleen's. They are Grace Notes Stitchers here on YouTube. I hopefully will have it linked in the little clickable eye if I can figure out how to do that. They have two videos. I'm going to link the first one. If you watch the first one, you're probably going to want to watch the second one. They are long. I think they're like an hour and a half each or close to that. She broke the video up into two parts. It was a very long video. So those of you that really like long videos, enjoy. There's a lot of laughing, but if you're new to this channel, that is not new. I do laugh quite a bit. Also, thank you so much for the love on the last video. The comments are so fun to read, so thank you so much. I have read all of them, I believe, but I haven't liked them all. I did start liking them, and then I was like, let me wait, because I'm doing a giveaway, so it's easier for me to just go and like them all and make sure I have all the names. So I have liked some of them. I've written those names down, but I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna pause on the liking until like when I put everybody's name down for the giveaway. It's just easier for me that way. So don't worry, I have read your comments. I just have not reacted to them yet. But thank you so much. That video is getting quite a few comments. So I'm glad people want to enter my giveaway. To enter that giveaway, just BTW, you have to watch my last video. And you have to comment on my last video. You of course can comment on this video, but that will not enter you into the giveaway. So watch my last video for the giveaway. On that note, sorry I'm like doing all of this before we start the video, but I want to get it out of the way. The person who won my most recent giveaway has not emailed me, so Judith, if you're watching, please make sure to email me and give me your mailing address, how I can get this bag to you, because I have not heard from you. If I don't hear from you by next week, by my next video, I will be drawing a new winner. So I think that's everything out of the way. So, like I said, I went to Corinne and Colleen's this weekend, and we did 24 hours of cross stitch. So if you've watched their video, you have seen everything that I'm about to show, but I figure I didn't show any of the I didn't show the comparison photos and all that. So we'll do that here in this video. And then I did show you all what my haul was if you watched that video, but if you don't want to watch a super long video, I'll show you the haul here too. So, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Turn my light on. There we go. That's better. Look, you can see my shiny face. Okay, so let us get started with the whips. I have no finishes. I do have a new start, which is a new start that is allowed in new starts. And I do have some haul. So it's all on my phone, the haul, so I will do that when we do haul. Anyway, whips. So let's get started, All of this, like I said, most of this is 24 hours of cross stitch. So I'll show you what I've gotten done. So the first thing that I worked on in 24 hours of cross stitch was my cross stitch nation, which we are doing as a not round robin, where we're all doing the piece, but we are not sending it to each other. We're just choosing which person we want to be and then what colors we want. So it's not going to look like this as it stands. and I'm doing this one with Corinne and Colleen, Carla from Craft Addict K. I've forgotten who I'm doing this all with. Sarah? Are we doing this with you, Sarah? Sarah from Our Stitching Kingdom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think Crystal from Crystal Row. Is that 6 of us? Guys, I don't even know. Yeah, Corinne, Colleen, me, Carla, Sarah, and Crystal. I think that's all of us. And then the man is going to be the man in our lives. So I'm going to, at some point, try to change his outfit. The pants will stay the same. I'll probably put sneakers on him because my husband does not wear boots. And then I'll probably try to figure out how to do a Ravens jersey on him and make this a baseball cap, because what he looks like now is not what my husband looks like. But the hair can stay the same because he's blonde. But yeah, he would wear something like this if we were like going out. Maybe not the shoes, but he doesn't regularly wear stuff like this. So I'll put him in a Ravens jersey because that is his football team. For sure, big time. Okay, so without further ado, here is where we're at. So they of course had to choose opposite ladies. This one's Carla over here, and then this one is Corinne over here. So, and they of course had to choose very similar, aka like the same color. So Carla chose purple, and then Corinne was like, well, pink and purple, or pinky purple, and I was like, okay. So I had to choose different colors because I didn't want them to be the same. So I chose different colors for her, and I changed her hair color. So as you can see, her hair is a little bit lighter because Carla's hair is a bit lighter than Corinne's. And what you can't tell, I can tell kind of in real life, but I blended 2 colors together because I couldn't find one color that was correct, because nobody's, I mean, I did Carla's hair in one color, but it is a, like it's a fancy floss, so it does have some variegation, whereas DMC didn't have, the color I was choosing didn't have variegation, so I decided to blend them. So, let me pull out the colors that I used, because I know I told you last time which colors I was using, and I did not tell you this time, so I don't remember for the hair what colors I used, but that part doesn't really matter. For her dress, I used the color Petunia, and I'm using Belle Soie's, the Classic Colorworks Belle Soie silks, for all of the dresses. So this is Petunia, and then I used Orchid for the, like, inside of the dress. So really, really like these colors. They're very pretty. And when I showed them to Corinne when I was there, she was like, yes, I love those colors. So that's where it is. And then at some point, I don't know whether it's going to be the end or what, I'll put each person's initials down here. I'm only going to do the first and the last name underneath of the person. And I'm probably going to omit that whole weird whatever border thing that's going on. I don't like it. And I'll probably not put the year on there, which, because the year doesn't really matter to me. I'd rather have the initials of each person. So, and I hush know which lady Colleen wants to be, so I won't be choosing her, which is fine, because that's not the lady I wanted anyway. I have a specific one I want that I'm hoping nobody steals, but I could really do 2. Like, I could choose between 2, so hopefully I'll get to be able to choose one of those 2. So we'll see. And it won't surprise you which ones I would like to be. I'm not going to say, because I want it to be a surprise for everyone, but it won't be that much of a... What's he doing? What are you doing? What? He has to make his appearance, obviously, and be really loud. in the video. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it won't be a really big surprise when I tell you which ones I would like to do, / if I get to choose one of the 2 that I want. Won't be a big surprise. But, anyway. And then the next thing I worked on, I thought, like, I had this weird moment driving home where I thought, oh my gosh, I forgot to bring this bag home with me. I didn't. It was in my bag. I don't know why I thought, like, for a second that I just didn't bring this with me. Oh, I forgot to put this back. So hold on. We're already having a moment. It's one of those videos, guys. It's weird out here today. I'll go into that later. Okay. So the next project I pulled out. You are really in my way, sir. You are really in my way. Okay, watch out. Can you back up, please? Can you back up, please? Yeah, what? Okay, I see you. Okay, the next project is Dreaming of Irises. And this one we are doing as a round robin, so we are sending this one through the group. And good luck to me if I can remember all the names of everybody who is doing this. It is me, Corinne and Colleen, Sarah from Our Stitching Kingdom, Carla from Craft Addict K, Crystal from Crystal Row, Janet from Janet Jabber, Bobby from Pumpkin Creek Primitives, and I think that's everybody at the moment. Eventually we might add more people because there's a lot of motifs in all of our patterns, and there's more motifs than there are people doing it. So unless we want people to do 2 motifs, like, we pass it around again, or we might add a few more people, which I have some names that I could add in here, but, you know, that would mean that more people need to start a pattern, and they would be starting, and we would have already, like, started. I don't know how that would work, but, you know, we might decide to add more people. Anyway, so that is Colleen's piece. Where's the actual fabric? There's a lot going on inside of this bag. There's a lot of flosses. This pattern specifically has a ton of floss. It's all DMC and it's beautiful, but it's a lot of floss. I don't know why I just zipped that back up. He's really doing it for the camera today, isn't he? He really is. He really wants to make his appearance today. And he's now going into my closet. Good. Awesome. I love that for me. Anyway. Is that supposed to look like that? Oh yeah, it is. Weird. Okay, anyway. So here is what this looks like at the moment. So she is doing this, or we are doing this on Symphony. It is a Grace Notes fabric. This is a Lugana, I believe. And I think it's 32 count. It's a good question. But I think it's 32 count. And this one was done by Colleen. This one was done by Corinne. And then this little one, I finally got to do a little one. That little one was done by me. So I did put my initials on this one, much bigger than on Corinne's, but again, I'm trying to stick kind of with the size of the font that's around this pattern. So this is how big that font is. I had to kind of make it up as I did it, because they have a small alphabet in the back, but it wasn't going to work for what I wanted. So I just kind of used the font that they used, like added my own letters, because Iris doesn't have an H or a D in it, so I just made it up. But there's me, and I did this little tiny one too, because I didn't want to count from here to here, so I did this little small one as well. But my main motif was this one. You know, there's some small motifs in here that it's like, you don't want that to be your only motif, so you add one little tiny motif in with the other ones. There's only a couple of those really small motifs sprinkled through it. But, and I did say to them, I was like, after we're done this round robin, or maybe while we're even still doing the round robin, I am going to buy a couple more of, like, of the patterns, because my pattern is Dreaming of Mums, and I think Bobby has it right now. But I love a bunch of them, so I'm going to stitch them myself at some point for myself, to keep. So, yeah. But that's where we're at with that one. This fabric is so good with this pattern. I have a bunch left, so that might be something that I do. We might have matching pieces, Colleen, because this is a great use of this fabric. Mine is 28 count Lugana, but, you know, giving me ideas. Giving me ideas. I'm sure I can also find other fabric, but, like, this is a really good fabric for this piece. And I believe Symphony is now available for purchase, which, if you didn't know, they have, Grace Notes Fabrics has a website now. I will be linking that below. I will keep the Facebook group linked below as well, but if you don't want to join the Facebook group and you want to go just right to their website, I will link that below in my where I buy stuff from section. Yeah. And then this is not the next thing I worked on, but it's the next thing in my bag, so I'm just gonna show it. This is the fox from Cottage Garden Samplings. It is the first one in the Year in the Woods, or A Year in the Woods series. And boy, this one is so much fun. So I actually worked on this for a little while, actually a long while, on Saturday, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to stitch much on Sunday because I was driving home. And it took me longer to drive home than I thought it was going to because of traffic. And really the traffic was only like when I got home. It was not even on a highway. It was like a back road where there's an intersection and a four-way stop with a light right in front of it. It's a painful section of road by my house that I didn't realize was going to be as bad as it was because I don't usually drive there at 4 o'clock on a Sunday. But apparently everybody drives at 4 o'clock on a Sunday. So that was that. Anyway, so that's what it will look like. And I have happy news that I filled in the whole fox. So the fox is done. I just need to do the whole background. I think the fox is done. I'm seeing like sparse bits. No, I'm not. That's a lie. I just lied to myself. Yeah. So the fox is filled in. He is adorable. I love him. Amazing. He is a he. I don't know why he is a he. The swans are like both genders, in my opinion. And I don't know. I feel like the raccoon is like a female. I don't know why. Anyway, fox is done. So I should just do the background now. And this fabric is Jamey from Grace Notes Fabrics. It is a 32 count linen. And I should be able to put all 3 of the winter pieces on here. So we'll see. I might have to give myself a smaller margin than I did over here. I did 3 inches on both sides over here, but I might do 2 inches on this side. I don't know. I haven't decided, but I am going to be cutting them all off of this piece. And if I can't fit them on here and I just feel like I want 3 inches on all sides of all of them, then I'll just order another piece of fabric. I have no problem with that. Obviously. You'll see in a little bit. You will see. I went a little crazy. But yes, he's done, so I just have to do the background and then I can start on the swans. So I'm thinking probably maybe 2 more weekends, maybe 3. We'll see. We'll see how long the background takes me. It's not like it's a lot of stitches in the background. He was the biggest, he was the most stitches, so we'll see. And I'm not sure if I have to, yeah, I think I have to use the fancy floss one more time. So there's just a little bit more fancy floss. I mean, The chalk I use again, obviously, but the burnt orange I have to use in like the house that goes over here. So, oh, I love this. This is just beautiful. So, really, really fun pattern to stitch on. Whoop. And then I actually have to take something out of this bag because, actually 2 things out of this bag. We'll set them over there for right now. You already know what they are, but just because they were in this bag. But, okay, then this is what I worked on when I came home. So on Monday, I did not work on Monday. I slept in, that's for sure. We were up till like 3 every night for 24 hours of cross stitch, which is really fun, but it was exhausting. So I slept in, but then I did not work, so I got to stitch like all day, and then I stitched this yesterday as well. And this is, you'll see it on the screen, Amazing Grace. This is a chart by Tilton Crafts, and the artist, I can never remember, is Judith Gibson. Here, oh, and I hope I've been showing all the comparison photos. Well, here's where this is currently. So when I showed it last time, I had a little bit of this window visible. Well, I finished the last diagonal, and then I started on this next diagonal, and I've almost finished the next diagonal. So, I think in total I put in like, I don't know, over 1,000 stitches. So you're really starting to see that window, and it looks really bright. It looks like sun is actually coming out of that window. Like that is a bright window. Super exciting. This looks so good. So good. Yeah. So when you saw this in the 24 hours of cross stitch video, here's a comparison photo. When you saw this in the 24 hours of cross stitch video, I hadn't stitched this at all. So this is, you haven't seen, you know, this is not part, like you see the piece because we are showing the comparison between Corinne's piece and my piece, but I hadn't stitched on it yet, so it's what it looked like before. Anyway, what is this? My new start. Okay, so I had a new start because we had our album check in no new starts. So we had our, what are we in? Our April album check. And I passed my album check, so I got a freebie new start. And I had been talking to Corinne. I was like, I don't know what I want to start, but I do want to start something. I want to start something that's like a large or a BAP because, you know, I want to not put something in there that, I don't know. Because when you start a large or a BAP, not that I'm ever going to finish any of them, but like anytime soon, but if you put that size in there and you finish it, you can start something that's that size or smaller. So like if I put a small in there, I could only start another small if I finish the small. But if I put a large in there, I could, if I ever finished it, I could start another large. So I put a large in there. And so here's what I put in there. It's called Maya. It is by Cross Stitching Art. She's beautiful. And I'm obviously not doing her on the called for fabric because I don't do most things on the called for fabric. And I had the perfect fabric for this. So my puny toony start looks like this. And it looks puny. Ugh, hold on. Struggle bussing here. Okay. It looks really puny, but that skin is all 1/1. So, I mean, just saying. I'm trying to get this glare. There we go. That's a little better. So yeah, those are all 1/1 little tiny skin stitches. Now the ballet shoes are not done because there are beads that will go down in here. But not clear though. Anyway, this fabric is called Periwinkle, I think. Yeah, it's a BeStitchMe fabric. It was a fabric of the month, and it is a 32 count linen. Obviously, I like to do a lot of things on 32 count linen, but it I think is going to look so good because it's purple and blue dress and this purpley fabric. It's very pretty. I mean, already the shoes look great, so it's going to look really good. For whatever reason, I think I'm more excited to do this one. I have 2 other cross-stitching art pieces. I love them, but for whatever reason, I'm like super excited for this one, and maybe it's just because it's new and I just worked on it, but I'm sure when I take out the other 2, I'll be just as excited to work on them. And then there's no comparison photo because it's a new start, which I realize I maybe should have done that later, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this one, I actually liked working on this one this time, for whatever reason. So after I finished all of my goals, the ones you saw, except for the fox, were my goals to finish my parts of those 2 round robins / not round robins. And after I finished that, and I had my new start, after I finished my, like, what I wanted to work on for my new start, so we watched Star Wars, and so I would stitch on 1 project per movie, and I kind of kept that up. So after the movie where I was doing my new start, I was like, okay, now what? So I had Corinne and Colleen got to choose what I worked on. And so Corinne went first, and she picked out, you know, something that I was really excited to work on. My Mirabilia. This is Mermaids of the Deep Blue. And they're lovely. I'm not a big mermaid person, but these ones, I don't mind, for whatever reason. Also, my husband picked them out. So, yeah. So, she picked that out, and as soon as she picked it out, I was like, oh, do I really have to? And honestly, I might have started to like this piece again. It still bothers me that I have beads in it already, but I'll get over that eventually. But I did quite a bit. Now, again, 1/1 skin, so it's not going to look like I did a whole lot, but 1/1 skin, guys. And it's not charted that way, and I think it was funny because Corinne was saying something. Let me show this while I'm talking. Here is where we are. So the hair is basically finished minus some of the beads that I don't have in here, which won't be done until the end because that's how I like to do things, but I just messed up, so the beads are there. And then I did most of her neck, so most of her neck is done. There's still a little bit left, which is why I have this hanging thread right here. There's still a little bit left of the skin, but I had said originally, like, you won't be seeing this again this year. Well, here we are. You're seeing it again. So most of her skin is done, or almost done. Yeah. So what I was saying was, you know, we were talking about, you know, doing 1/1 skin. And we were talking about how in chatelaines, when you do 1/1, it's charted like that. So you're not, like, it's charted in petit point where you do petit point. So you don't feel like you're doing more stitches. Whereas when you're doing skin on like a Mira or any of the fancy ladies, it's not charted that way. So like you're doing more stitches in a space that's charted for less stitches, if that makes sense. Because you're doing 4 stitches in 1 stitch space. 1 charted stitch space. So you're stitching a whole lot more stitches than is charted. Which I think I don't have a problem with. I love my 1/1 skin. I'm never changing it. Like, I will forever do 1/1 skin just because I love it. I did that on I've done that on all my fancy ladies so far. And I'm probably not going to ever change it. But I know it can be like really tedious because it's not charted that way. So you're doing more, essentially. Whereas in, you know, something like a chatelaine, it's charted that way. So you don't feel like you're doing more stitches. You're still doing more than if you were just doing, you know, 2/2 or whatever. But you're not doing more because it's charted like that. So you can't do it any other way. Whereas this, you could do it another way and it would be a lot less stitches. But I think it's so, I don't know, it's just very dainty. Like, look at that. Look how dainty it is. Yeah. I love it. So I'm starting to warm up to this piece a little bit more. I will eventually finish this piece. It's just a long time coming just because I put her away for, what, like 4 years? 17, or 18, 19, 20, 21, 2. Yeah, I put her away for almost 4 years. 3 to 4 years, I can't remember. I think I started her in 2018, so 3 years. And she finally came out again this year. Steel City was the first time that she came back out. And this is the second time. So we might see her again, who knows, or them, I guess it's 2 of them. I did enjoy working on her. And when I do the queens next year, I will be doing them with 1/1 skin. And they will be focus pieces. So I best start liking Mirabilias, huh? And I'd like to, maybe next year, I know I have big plans, maybe start a Bella Filipina, because those charts, now I like Mirabilias, but I don't know why I tend to like Bella Filipinas more. I have more of those on my wish list than I do Mirabilias, but I like the Nora Corbett, like smaller designs, a whole lot. I have almost every single one of those on my wish list, minus the mermaids. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the mermaids. I do have some Bella Filipina mermaids in my wish list, but, and this is like a personal wish list, I do not have a wish list on like anywhere other than Hade. I do not have, I have a wish list on 123 Stitch, but I don't even think I've logged in to like make the wish list. So this is just like my own personal, I write things down that I want. So don't go looking for any wish lists because they don't exist. Only Hade. But still don't go looking because like I have 200 something patterns in my Hade wish list. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah, for whatever reason, I don't really enjoy mermaids. I'll do some mermaids I do enjoy, but like most of them I don't like. And I like Nora Corbett's. I love all of her little fairies and things, so they're all on my wish list. Like almost every single Nora. It's fine. But anyway, and then here's a comparison photo so you can see all that skin that I did. I keep on zipping these back up, and I'm so sorry for those of you who use headphones. Oh well. It's just what I am. It's what I do. Okay, so the next thing, I think Colleen picked this after Corinne picked the mermaids, which was funny. And I almost thought about asking her to pick again because I work on this every month. And so I was like, well, that's not pulling something that like is something I, you know, it's new. It's not new, but it's something that I don't work on regularly. But at the end of the day, I did not decide to tell her that because I really love working on this piece. So I kept it. So this is, let me pull up my notes because I just want to make sure I know who the artist is because I still have not memorized this. This is Queen of the Night. It's charted by Thread Geeks, and the artwork is Sarah Richter. And I got, I don't know, 400 something stitches, I feel like. I got a decent amount done. Not a ton. Not like, wow, amazing. But I did get a little bit done. Less than I normally do because it was only like a 3-hour time span that I worked on it. But here is where we got to. Do I have this? Yeah, this is right. So we got a little bit more of that bat done. And basically that's like all, I think I started like up here somewhere. And I got this like little section done. So not a ton. We were also talking a lot, like, you know, you don't stitch that much. And because, you know, full coverages have like lots of color changes, and I don't stitch them the way that I stitch non-Hades, non-full coverages. I don't know what's going on with me. So they take a little longer, obviously. But yeah, that's where I got with that one. So not a ton, you know, working on things that aren't necessarily black, which is fun. And then here's the comparison photo. And I don't feel like I have very much to say on that, because when I do small sections of a piece, I don't feel like I have too much to say. Of course I say that, and this video is already 35 minutes long. And then my last piece, did Colleen pick 3 pieces? No. Oh, my dog is nesting in the bed. He's like scratching the bed because he's trying to make it more comfortable for himself. I thought for a minute, like, so I don't know, my husband was coming up the stairs and I was gonna be like, what are you doing? That is not happening. I guess Colleen got to pick 2 pieces. Corinne only got to pick 1. Oh, wow. Well, this one, Colleen specifically was looking for this piece. And I know why. But it made me giggle. Because she's like digging through, you know, kind of looking at them, pulling them out a little bit, but I'm pretty sure she was trying to find the heaviest bag, because that contains my world map. So, this is, I don't remember what it's called. What is the actual name of this piece? It's not Wonderful World Map, because that's a different piece. World Wonders Map, that's what it's called. So this is World Wonders Map. The artwork is by Maria Rabenki, and the chart is by Gecko Rouge. As always, the fabric information is down below, but this thing is a beast, and this is 28 count. This piece is 2.5 million stitches, almost thereabouts, so it's a lot. But here is where I am. So, as you can see, that's not going to stop. Anyway, it doesn't matter. As you can see, I worked up there. So, she pulled this out because she wanted me to work on it, obviously. It's a lot of people's, not favorite. I would say everybody's favorite is mainly my wedding photo, but a lot of people like seeing this one because it's literally a blanket. I was getting hot stitching this. Like, it was all on my lap. I was like, God, this is like a quilt. Now, usually I'm okay with fabric on my lap, but because of the size of this, it's like on your lap like 4 times. Like, on top of itself. So, I mean, this is probably the size of maybe a twin bed duvet. It's humongous. So it's not going to ever be finished in my lifetime, and I know that. And people are always like, why do you want to stitch something that's not going to be finished? Like, why do you not want to finish it? I'm like, I don't not want to finish it, but I have, you know, already put into my head that I probably won't finish this. So I'm not going to be disappointed if I die and this is not finished. I'll try to find somebody to hand it down to that's like younger. I know I said I was going to give it to Colleen, but I feel like I still need to find somebody who's like much younger than that, right? She's only not even 10 years younger than I am. So I think she's 7 years younger than I am. So honestly, 7 or 8 years. I don't remember. But I worked right here. So I got this little corner done. So it doesn't look like a lot, but that's a lot of color changes in there. A lot of them. This is a very confetti heavy piece. It does not have very much like single color spaces, which is fine. Oh, and my arm is getting tired from holding that up. This is a lot of fabric, guys. I wish I could remember how big this piece of fabric actually is. It's been a while since I ordered it. But I ordered it, I had to special order it from Haid. Because it's so big. I'm almost positive that when I ordered this, they either thought I was going to cut it into pieces, or I don't know, because I was talking, I think I emailed Michelle first, and then she told me to get in touch with, I'm blanking on the name, the gal who does the fabrics, that cuts the fabrics and stuff, and I was like, I need this big giant piece. Yeah, it was a lot, but they did it. So they pretty much, I think that's like more than 2 yards of fabric. I don't know, it's a lot. It's a big piece of fabric. I was like, just send me the bolt. Honestly, because it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, that's everything that I stitched on. So, yay. So we'll do haul now. So we have, I've said this at the beginning, but we have a giveaway going on right now. It's my 1,000 subscribers giveaway. If you want to be entered into that, you have to watch my last video, and comment there. And we'll pick a winner, or 2 winners, next video. So I like to give 2 weeks, so this is the beginning of week 2. So get your comments in this week so you don't miss out. It's a good giveaway. I'm excited about it. People seem to be excited about it. So, yay. Okay, so the first things that I'm going to show you are my 2 Cottage Garden Samplings Year in the Woods patterns that I got. So I got the raccoon, which is the next one. It's number 4, right? Yeah, number 4. So this one had been out for a while, and then it had been on back order for a little while, and then Corinne got them, and she didn't send it to me because I was coming over anyway, so there's that. And at the same time, she got this one, which is number 5, the Ferret. I love this one. I mean, I love the raccoon too. Honestly, these are both amazing, but this one's awesome. Honestly, I've never seen a ferret in the wild. I've seen weasels in the wild, but I've never seen a ferret. I've also never seen swans in the woods. But, you know, hey, to each their own. But the next one, I think, is a bear, so we'll be getting that one. I know those exist in the woods. And I know raccoons and foxes and... what was the other one? I've already forgotten. Oh, jackrabbits. I know they all exist in the woods, but swans? I don't know. So far, I would say the swan is my least favorite of the ones that I own. The bear, I've seen the bear. It's not my favorite, but I don't know if I, like, it's not on the, I don't know. The bear and the swans are not my favorite, I think, so far. Everything else I love. I'll stitch them, obviously. I don't not like them enough to stitch them, but they're not my favorite of all of the patterns so far. The fox is my favorite, obviously. Good call coming out with that one first. And I think my next favorite is probably, I don't know, I could go either way. One of these two. And then probably the jackrabbit is the next one on the list. So these two are tied for second place so far. And then probably the swans and the bear, like, on the same level. So there's that. I also got some digital patterns. I'm going to show the fabric last. I got some digital patterns. One I bought today because it only released today. The version that I wanted only released today. And I've just closed it, of course. So I'll show you. I also got some freebies off of the Owl Forest website. I know we can buy PDFs right now on Etsy from a shop that I can't remember the name of, and I couldn't say it even if I wanted to, because it's, I think, French or something. I don't know. But I am going to wait to buy any patterns for the moment until hopefully we can start shopping like their online store again, because I'd love to buy some flosses from them to do these patterns. I have tried to start finding some like comparable flosses, so that if, you know, it's going to be a while, I can start an owl forest, but I'm probably not starting anything until next year, any of the owl forests anyway, until next year. So hopefully at that point we'll be able to shop from their store again and we can have stuff shipped here. So that's when I would buy like patterns from them, when I know I can use their flosses. But I did download some of the freebies. They have a couple of freebies on their website. If you would like to go get them, you can also buy, like I said, from the Etsy store that I can't remember the name of, but they exist. So I'm not going to show those as part of my haul, but you can go and find them on the Owl Forest website. So not the first thing necessarily, but one of the designs that I bought is called Greyfriars Bobby, and this is what it looks like. Finally, no glare. And this one called out to me because if you know me, you know my mom is Scottish, and my grandparents lived in Edinburgh, and I would literally walk past where, you know, Bobby is buried. There's the whole story is down underneath here, but Greyfriars Kirkyard is pretty close to where my grandparents lived. They lived just outside of Edinburgh, like outside of the city limits, but everything was walkable, so we'd walk into the city, and I would walk past Greyfriars Bobby, like all the time. Or, well, Greyfriars Kirkyard, where Bobby is buried. Anyway, long story short, this really spoke to me because I know where it is. I've been there multiple times, and it's just, I love this pattern. I just love it. So I had to get it. It is by Wanderling Stitches. I got it on Etsy, like I said. The shop is Wanderling Stitches, if you are interested. I also bought, if I can find it, another Stitchy Princess pattern. Nobody should be surprised about this one. It is called The World of Bees. It is the newest design in the shop, and this is what it looks like. Yeah, nobody's surprised that I love this. I think Corinne and I are going to do this together at some point, and I already bought it, so there's that. But I can't start anything. I don't have a space for it as of right now, but maybe we'll start it next year. Yeah, love this. Love this, love this. Has no special meaning to me, but I love it, and it's helping someone who, you know, we could help. Like I said, Stitchy Princess, she is Ukrainian, so give her some love if you haven't already. I know a lot of people have. And then I bought one more, and this one is called The Addams Family. Obviously, it is the Addams Family. I love this one. I love all of them, obviously, but this is so cool. It has the same kind of vibe as my Dracula piece that I finished, and I'm currently getting it framed, so in the next few months, hopefully, I will have that and you can see it. The frame is going to be awesome. So yeah, this one is so cool. This is by The Little Stitcher on Etsy. Yeah, super love this piece. I'm going to see if I can, make it bigger. You can really see. So cool. I love the Addams Family. I think it's awesome. The picture, she took a really good picture here with the cobwebs and spiders. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, good stuff. So those are the 3 patterns I bought off Etsy, and then I bought one more, if I can find it. Okay, let me finally show you. I know it's not been that long for you, because I hopefully cut out that whole section of me trying to figure out why it didn't save where I wanted it to save. Anyway, none of you will be surprised when I show you this piece. But the Grand Library, which is a Amy Stewart design artwork, was released last week. I did not buy it because I wanted to buy the supersized max color version. And of course, I had to wait for that to come out. Well, it dropped today. And Amy from A Little Farm Quilts and I are going to be doing this as our new year, new start, supposedly, unless one of us breaks. And I'd probably be the one that breaks. I'm not going to break. Probably. But she is doing the max color regular size version, and I was like, I have to go whole hog on this one because, hi, Amy Stewart, and this pattern's amazing. I said that about her Fairy Tales piece, and I'm doing the supersized max color of that one too. So here I am saying I'm never going to do one of those again, and here we are. But anyway, I bought it. So this one is, like I said, the supersized max color version, and it's beautiful. So I hopped on that as soon as it was released. Pretty much. I drove home, and as soon as I got home, I was like, bye. Okay, we're ready. Now I just need to buy the fabric. But that one's going to be big. It's obviously 999 stitches by 716 stitches wide, or high, or wide. So high. I don't know what's going on. I'm broken. Yeah, so that's all of my pattern haul. And I should probably get on with this because I am running out of battery. And then I got a lot of fabric. Now I don't need to open all of them because you've seen at least one of them. No, you've seen 2 of them before, and I'll show those now just because you've seen them before. So this is Michelle by Grace Notes. They're all by Grace Notes Fabrics. But this one's Michelle because I needed a bigger piece. I have 3 pieces, but I needed a bigger piece. I have 2 pieces, plus this one now is 3, of this color because I didn't realize that I needed a whole half for one of the patterns that I'm doing, not just a quarter. So I bought this to do that pattern. And then I also, because she brought all of the fabrics that she has currently upstairs, and I was like, don't do that to me. So I bought 3 while I was there. So one of them was Andante, which is it's a 40 count. And it's a little bit different than the normal Andante, and the only reason is because I think that she did something a little bit off in this piece, so it's not the exact color that like real Andante is. It's a little, I think, bluer than Andante, but I don't mind. So I bought it because it was there, and it was 40 count. So, and I really like 40 count, so I bought that. And then I also bought, I had Me Pleased a piece of fabric on the website, or on the Facebook group when she posted it, and it is Oh John. This is the 32 count. She posted, I have a 32 count fat half, who wants it? And I was like, me please. So I bought that on the Facebook group. Awesome. This is an awesome piece of fabric. And I'm doing I know I'm doing cryptids on this one. And I'll do cryptids on the 32 count, but I also bought, she had a 40 count Oh John that she brought up. So I bought the 40 count too. This is a quarter. So I don't have plans for the 40 count, but eventually I will. And then I also bought, while I was there, Ariel in 28 count. because it was there. And I'll be using this for the sal that Story Stitches it's going to do. Corinne and Colleen were commissioned, or I should say Grace Notes Fabrics was commissioned to put, I can't get the color correct. That's better. They were commissioned to make a fabric for Story Stitches' next sal, which will be themed, if you can tell what theme it is by the name of the fabric, Ariel, you know. And we know that I need to do that sal, because that's my favorite Disney princess. And then I got my fabrics of the month. So the color, I'm rushing now because I have 27% left on my computer. The color of the month is beautiful. This is the 28 count Lugana. It's called, I've forgotten, Accidental. It is not accidental. That is a music term. It's a beautiful color. It's like blue jean kind of color. And I think the linen is even more blue jean kind of color, but I really like this. So beautiful. It is really nicely modeled too. It's kind of harder to see the model in real life, I feel like. It comes out really good on camera. But I like it. I like it. I do know, like, Lugana does not model as much as linen does, which is fine. But I really like the modeling that linen has. And then the neutral is called Earl Grey. And I love this color. It is a blue, kind of blue-gray color. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I know what I'm doing with not this whole entire piece, but I know what I'm going to put on some of this piece already. But that won't happen until next year, probably. Anyway, that's all of my haul. No, it's not. Kind of is, but I also got these tail end weavers because Corinne and I had been messing with the website when they first started the website, and she asked me to pretty much place my fabric of the month order and add in like the extra, which I don't get the extra usually. I just added it in for that month because she needed to make sure it worked. So I had paid for these, and I just asked her, I was just like, just give me something, like give me, I don't know, take some money off of my Year in the Woods patterns that you're giving me or whatever. But she was like, I'll just throw these in anyway. So I got these, which will actually be useful. I have to figure out how to use them, but they will be useful. That's everything. And I'm down to 24%. So, weather here is crazy. That's the only last thing I was going to say. Weather here is crazy. It was warm, and it's now supposed to go down to, the feel like temperature is going to go down to like 20 tonight. So, usually I watch a movie or a show with my husband tonight. That's not happening because I have to go put a blanket on my horse, but I can't put a blanket on my horse now because it's too warm. It's in the 50s, so I need to wait till later when it's cold. So we'll be watching something tomorrow, which means I might be able to stitch tonight. I won't be stitching tomorrow probably, but that's neither here nor there. I think that's everything. If I've forgotten anything, oh well, it's gonna wait till next week. I will talk to you all next week. We'll do my giveaway winner next week, and if I haven't heard from my winner of my last giveaway at that point, then we'll do another draw for the bag. Oh, excuse me. So that all being said, I will talk to you guys next week. Hope you have a good week and that you get all of that stitching done. Or at least some of the stitching done. Okay, bye everybody.